Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me. We're doing part 2 of the K&T podcast from the Unplanned Podcast where they get crazy. This one is nuts because Taylor admits to something quite crazy, like possible federal offense crazy, and nobody's talking about it. So let's get into it.
Children involved. Like this has been
You involve the children.
a hard week for us.
And it's not like some spicy news like, oh, this just in. Like, this is a 5-year-old dismissed case that I was found innocent and, like, apologized to for even going
If you were found innocent, you wouldn't have a record.
to jail. And it's like,
And here's the
I
thing.
think he's lying about that, right? Found innocent? I find you innocent, but here's still a record unless you pay $3,000.
bringing up 5-year-old
What?
drama.
What is the story on the internet right now? Like, what are people saying?
That I'm horrible and that I'm in jail. And
They're not saying. Who's saying that?
I think we're divorced right now, maybe?
Apparently we're getting divorced.
You guys are, no, who's saying that? Because that's bullshit. There's no way you guys would get divorced. You know how much money they make being a couple on the internet? Again, like most people, I don't think Matt and Abby are together for the money. But there are so many, like Jess Fam, Doherty Dozen. So many people are together for the money. Like they are together because they make money. It's a business. Okay? They are. Like we think you're together for the money. That's it. And I think that Taylor is a controlling, super hyper controlling person. Okay? Kay has a worse history than him, but he's a super hyper controlling guy. And the messages I was reading from Kaylee was from him. He can't let her speak for herself either. And I'm telling you guys, he's dastardly. Okay? He's got some skullduggery going on.
Who's getting the house? We got a new house
We
coming
just
up.
bought a
So
new house.
Yeah, we just bought a $1 million house. Like, look at our problems.
who's going to get it?
There's been not only this story,
Not funny, dickhole.
but I feel like there's other stories spinning off of it.
Oh, yeah. There definitely is. I think the main story came up, though, that, you know, not only did you have your DV record, but I also released on the same day that she denied her daughter being in her wedding. And she just said, well, your source is wrong because I didn't have a wedding. I just had a wedding in a park. My source is right. Okay, I'm sorry. And she didn't say I was wrong. She just said they couldn't be right because we didn't have a wedding. She didn't actually deny the charge that I gave her. She did. She took her daughter out of her. She promised her daughter to be in the wedding. She wasn't. People were pissed about that. People are upset because you come across as this good, awesome mom when you're a piece of shit mom, actually. That's who you really are. And so just don't lie about it anymore. They can't have the onion peeled back any farther because it's going to destroy them. Okay? When the onion gets peeled back, and it will, and it finds it like she's like worse than a Dementor. Okay? She's a Voldemort. This person is evil on the inside. The things that she has done, it wouldn't be so bad if she just came out and said who she really was. That's the problem here. She's actually nothing like you see she is. Neither is he. They're just faking it, and nobody likes fake people.
And I truly don't know where these people are coming up with some of this information. In my opinion, these people don't care if they hurt other people. They want the views.
Do you care if you hurt your daughter? Or do you just want the views? Important questions we all need to be answered.
They want
She's talking about me right now.
to have this hot info, and they're going to put it out there whether it's true or not, and they don't.
Hey, and I make you this promise, Kaylee, and I will put out the hot info, okay? But I will, before I drop my big video on you, when I'm allowed to do it, okay? I will come to you first for your comment on those things. But be prepared, because I'm only going to give you, like, 2 hours, because I don't want them getting ahead of it, what I know. Okay, I want to come out with the information. I'm going to drop it, but right before I drop it, I'm going to ask you for your comment on the things that I've heard, and I will literally release that too. Okay? But, like, I'm not giving you 24 hours. You're getting, like, 2 hours. So I'm telling you up ahead of time before I do that, okay? Cool? Yeah, but I'm going to drop the tea when it's hot.
Care. You know, nobody came to us before making videos and say, let me get your side of the story.
Yes, I did! I just showed you I did that!
Nobody asked us. They just
I just said I did that! I did that!
made these thinking they knew for certain that this is what happened, and they spun a story.
It is what happened. He was arrested for domestic violence. That's all I said. I didn't say that he hit you with a bat or anything. I didn't say anything like that. I was just reporting the facts, and they were right. And you're admitting it here. So what are you saying?
And it's so unfortunate.
It's so weird because they're sitting here saying it like it didn't actually happen. Like he didn't actually get arrested. They just like, well, he was innocent, clang, clang. And the judge is like, but no, man, you're lying to people. This happened. This is the thing that happened. Stop it.
I think it's boring to say, well, it was just some freak event from 5 years ago. That's not fun. And so they have to like kind of...
It's definitely a freak event. You're a freak.
Build this story because that's more fun. That's more interesting.
I think that image of the mugshot with your face
smiling
with domestic violence is a shocking image to see. It's not something that, like, on a random evening that we have playing Minecraft inside our house, like, those images don't typically come up.
Right.
And so I guess, like, your face, the word domestic violence, speaking to that evening, was there violence that evening?
It was non-violent.
No, they're lying to you right now because she clearly said something, and then they alluded to being held down in the bed. They alluded to it. There was violence. Even if it was him trying to help her, there was physicality, violence. I don't know. They can call it violence. I would call it violence. It's violent to hold someone down that doesn't want to be held down. Call the ambulance at that point. I'm saying there was violence, and she alluded to it, and so they're lying to you.
Violent at all.
Can you speak to the person who's listening to this right now, and they probably see you guys, and they can tell, okay, from the outside looking in, you right now, seeing your relationship, you look happy, you look like a couple.
It's social media. They're only going to portray the best part of it, and it's all a lie.
That cares about each other, but maybe this person isn't buying the story that you're telling us right now.
Because they're not buying it.
Now, speak to that person. Like, what would you tell them?
Our goal
speak to me, because that's what Matt's saying. I don't believe anything you're saying.
Here wasn't like to come on here and convince everyone. We just wanted to come and tell the true story. Like, this is this.
So you try to come on and convince people of the true story? Is that what you mean? Shut up, you idiot.
Story, and whether you want to believe it or not, like, obviously there's going to be people.
So if you don't care and it's not your responsibility to tell the story, then why did you come on the show? Shut up.
Out there,
that's such bullshit.
That are going to choose not to, and they're going to say no, even though there's no other story, even though the only other story is I put her on the bed. That's the only story.
Was there physical violence? Nope. 2 seconds later, yes, I put her on the bed. So again, they're not giving you the details of what really happened because they don't want you to know the details of what really happened. But they're alluding to it just in passing. Matt and Abby, if they were smart and if they had an ounce of anything here, of credibility, they would ask, what do you mean? What happened? You keep alluding to put on the bed. Can you tell us what happened?
They're still going to say, I don't believe you. And I'm not here to make people believe me.
Yeah, you are. You're trying to make people believe you.
I'm here for the people that have supported us and followed us that want to know the real story.
Yes.
So...
Because those people, like, we're fine giving those people the truth. But like he said, like, people are going to pick this whole interview apart.
Yeah, we are. People meaning me.
They're going to make videos after. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah. Thanks.
People want to hate us. People want to find a reason to not like us.
No. Nobody wants to hate anybody. I don't think anybody truly hates you. I don't hate you guys. I don't think that you're hateful. I just think that you guys are part of a broader problem in social media that's actually a sickness, a cancer in society. I think you're a big part of that. And I think that needs to be stopped. I don't hate you for it. I think you're capitalizing on it. I think that you shouldn't. I think that's just the way the world works. But I don't hate you for it. But you're not telling the damn truth. And it's actually, again, a cancer to society, what you guys are contributing to. It's dangerous what you guys are doing. It's like all society as a whole is way worse off than we used to be because of social media. And you're part of it. When you put out fake shit all the time, you're part of it. When you put out something that people can't achieve and you put shitty jewelry out and you buy expensive shit and you go on expensive vacations and you do all this and you're like, look how good we are, look how perfect, and you roll your eyes when you eat delicious food and you like literally live a life that no one else can lead by using your child as like and exploiting a child to get there, and then when the truth is found out, you get upset about it. Just be real then, because if you're real, then people will like you for who you are or not. The thing is, people like something that's not real. You are fake, and that is not cool. People don't like liars. Do you understand? When you put across this fake image of yourself, you're actually, what you're doing is lying to people. Okay, and you're putting this out there to people who will compare themselves to you. Now, is it their fault for comparing? Yeah, right. But overall, you're contributing to something that's just, it's bullshit. There are literally laws being made right now to keep teenagers off this shit. Okay, there's like peer-reviewed studies and everything else about the dangers of social media and what you portray and how it affects people. Okay, you are part of the broader problem, and that's why people want to call this out. Now, a lot of people were snarky. I'm snarky about it, and that's just an avenue, and that's a tool that I use in my toolbox. But in the end, it's because you're a liar. And we don't like liars. Got it? All right. Back to the show.
And that will be forever. As long as we're online, people are always going to hate us. And that's fine, but the truth needed to be said.
Well, you didn't say the truth, so thanks.
And also, if you don't believe it, look at our 10-year relationship. In 10 years, we've had one event. How many of these people...
That we know of. Okay? Again, you're not going to show us all the shit that you're going through. And if we did find out who Taylor really was in the back end in the real world, you guys would probably be pretty flabbergasted. Okay? You only show us what you want to show us. But then you tell us that's your real and raw, and it's really not. Okay? We only had one event that we know of.
People have a perfect history in their life.
Well, I don't have a DV charge. I know my marriage isn't perfect, but I have not been arrested for domestic violence. So it's kind of a big deal.
None of these people have a perfect... Nobody has a perfect world. Perfect.
Another thing that pisses a lot of people off about her is that she's a damn hypocrite liar. She talks about being in an abusive relationship. She talks about being cheated on and all this kind of stuff. But when the truth all comes out, you're going to find out that they speak the loudest because they are the thing that they are.
Life. We're not perfect. We've never said we're perfect. We promote healthy relationships because we have one. And
no, you don't.
We do
promote healthy relationships. Shut up. He got arrested for domestic violence.
Feel that we have a very...
It's kind of a big deal, okay? You can't be out there promoting good relationships when you have hidden this, okay? That's why people are upset, because you're like, look, we promote good relationships, but you've got this deep, dark secret, and you're keeping it from everybody. Why don't you just tell everybody then? Hey, one time this happened, and, you know, we're in a healthier space now, we get marriage counseling, and blah, 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 and because of that one event, we're bigger and stronger now than we ever were before. No, you kept it a secret from everybody. That's why. Because clearly you're ashamed of it, because you absolutely are damn liars.
Good relationship. I mean, very good. Like I've said in the past, I've had bad...
You have to say the thing, it's not the thing.
Bad relationships. I know a bad relationship, but this is not one. And in all...
This is the one that makes me the most money.
All of the 10 years we've been together, we have one thing that happened, and it was a freak...
That we know of.
...medical emergency situation. That doesn't define us as a couple.
Again, keep saying medical emergency, but you didn't do anything about the medical emergency!
That doesn't define us as people. It happened, and it ended for us 5 years ago, and it needs to be talked about.
Okay. No? How about no? I would shut your mouth. Do whatever I want. It needs to stop being talked about. Are you on the internet? Have you ever been to the internet? Welcome! It needs to stop being talked about. The audacity of these nostrils!
Because it's not even relevant anymore. Is there...
Clearly it is, because you're doing an hour-long podcast about it.
You're concerned that it might happen again?
I'm no longer on that medication anymore. It didn't...
She meant the DV.
...work out for me. It caused a lot of other side effects, not with the alcohol, just in general, that I didn't like. It made me dizzy regardless. I remember taking it for like another month or so, and I literally worried.
I had a medical emergency with these drugs, and I kept taking them for a month. Do you believe anything coming out of her face? Anything?
About myself driving to work. I had to call out at work a few times because it made me feel drunk. I mean, that's the only way I can explain it. I felt so wobbly, so disoriented.
Wobbly is a good word for her. It actually is.
I mean, it makes sense to me now that like drinking alcohol on top of that would amplify everything I was feeling already. Obviously, the hallucinations and stuff, I wasn't having those, but the alcohol made that happen. But I had to come off of it because it was just so hard to stay on it. And it's one of those, I'm actually on a Facebook group, and it's like Cymbalta hurts worse, and it's this whole page of people who it literally takes them 1.5 years or longer to come off the medication. You have to taper off of it so slowly, or you can literally have withdrawals that could like kill you. It's
good pause screen here though.
Such a hard, and I don't promote that medication at all. I don't like that medication.
Thanks.
I've had new doctors that try to put me on it, and I refuse. I mean, that was a really hard month, just all together. and it didn't work for me. So
Clearly.
no, I don't think that I'm going
It is coming back to haunt you now.
to have that situation again. Because like I said, I was in my 20s. I was younger. I wasn't reading the labels of medication. I was being
Idiot.
irresponsible.
Which, I mean, Kay also took other medications then, so I feel like it wasn't a natural thing to say, oh, let me make sure every single medication is good.
They're blaming the medication here. And they're going to stick to this. Oh, it's medication.
Yeah.
Like, when I take Tylenol, I'm not like, okay, but if I drink tonight, is that Tylenol going to affect me? Like,
it just wasn't something I thought about.
Maybe you guys should stop drinking. Seems to be a problem in your marriage.
Now I do. Now, anytime I start a new medication, I make sure,
Probably wine in that friggin' tumbler.
like, okay, and we don't even really drink anymore.
And Taylor, what have those conversations looked like with your close family and friends?
Same. I mean, everyone was really apologetic of like, so sorry this happened. Like
So sorry your DV charge became public. So sorry. You're to blame, buddy. Are you serious?
this shouldn't have happened. But I think
It happened.
mindset at the time was like, not a big deal. Like, I had never been
Yeah.
to jail before. I had never had any problems. And so it's like, okay, well, I'll have this one blemish
Man, would I like to know about his military career.
temporarily, and then but I was found innocent.
Did that come up on your record when you were applying for jobs? Oh, really? I feel. Wouldn't
This
that stuff come up?
situation,
It
that
didn't come up.
that database doesn't
What
exist
job is he applying for? Social media?
anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
That database stopped existing in 2019. So the person that got that screenshot that's being leaked right now in 2024 had to have obtained that screenshot in 2019 when the incident happened.
But even the charge and everything,
Are you saying it's not searchable right now in 2024? Is that what you're telling me?
it was never brought up when I got a job or whatever.
Why is the database gone? Like, why
They
did it
just
just
re-
disappear?
They remade
Well, funny
it.
enough,
I worked
he
on it in
worked on the
college.
new database
I
in
didn't delete it, I
college.
didn't delete it.
He-
No, but-
Whoa.
we found
This guy worked on the database that he was in college, and he's admitting that out loud?
this out after all this was leaked and we were doing all our research. We were like, this database doesn't even exist
Like,
anymore.
this looks so familiar.
And
Again, they know that it was leaked, and it's true. Someone leaked it to me. Yes, of course. But so? Still exists. You saying it doesn't exist?
he's like, wait, this is
They're mad that it got leaked by people that hate them. You wonder why people hate you? Check yourself.
the new database. And he's like, I worked on this in college.
Yeah, we like did a thing
And-
with.
I feel like that would be a conflict of interest. Are you in this database? Yes. Well, you're not working on it then. I feel like, should you have admitted that?
With Jefferson County, and
Yeah,
I worked
the
on the
police department.
database. Yeah,
I don't think you should be admitting this out loud. I think that's what?
Yeah.
so funny. I didn't.
That's not funny, bro. You're in the database that you worked on, and you what? You just glossed over your own thing and didn't delete it? Okay.
Obviously
not-
have access
Do they know it was deleted because he deleted it? FBI warning.
to
The inmate records,
The records, but I worked on the back end. stuff.
Coding of changing the database.
But isn't that
That's super sus, by the way, everybody. Don't overlook this part. That's quite crazy that he's admitting right now that he worked on the database that he was in himself. And the school didn't check to see if he was a part of this database, a conflict of interest. Like, if he has access to the back-end database of where he is a criminal inside of that database, that's crazy, everybody.
all public record? Like, can't you go back and see records from 50 years ago of what happened with people going to prison, or if someone got a DUI?
But the mugshot itself with like the UI
green
and the user
on
interface
it?
and all the data and the way that it's
the way that it looks.
that doesn't exist anymore. I'm sure you could go and
You
file a
could
report
get- yeah.
and get some paper document or something
Why doesn't it exist anymore? Because did you delete it?
from the courts. But as it is being
Again, who cares how I got it? Is that it's there. That's what they're focusing on. Oh, they're more worried about how it got out than the actual, because they thought it was buried and gone. And then when it came out, you know that they had a bad night when that shit came out.
shown, that
Why do you do videos on how bad your night was when the shit got dropped?
image doesn't exist.
And that was obtained by somebody back in 2019.
And
Yes.
it just held onto it.
and they held
Okay.
on to it until this year.
Look at the smarmy, smug face on their faces. Oh,
Which state did that happen in again? Refresh my memory.
Alabama.
Alabama.
yeah, Alabama.
Okay. Wow. It's so interesting.
Sweet, huh?
Because when I was in high school, there was a teacher that got a DUI, and then everybody knew about it because like everybody saw the mugshot and it like circulated around our school, and we were just kind of like shocked. So I mean, like,
Thanks for the story, Matt.
yeah, just that not being public information anymore is just
It is public information.
I'm sure
So-
that the picture exists somewhere, but
Yeah.
in the form that it's
Yeah.
in doesn't exist anymore.
in that form. Okay,
With that
I get
That's what they said.
Plain text with the header, with
Yeah.
the UI, the user interface.
If you were to look up his mugshot now,
If she sees mugshot now, it's completely different format.
When it would,
I don't even know if it would. I don't even know if he would be able to find it.
So I keep hearing
Okay, still exists.
that you're found innocent on this. I normally hear like the verbiage around charges like this. I normally hear guilty or not guilty.
It was dismissed, so I was found. It was not guilty.
Yeah, you are. I'm glad that she's pressing the questions. She's like, I was found innocent. Can't be. Guilty, not guilty. She's like, good for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just dismissed, and then
dismissed just means I was found innocent. I wasn't.
No, you were found innocent. You're found not guilty.
Wasn't like.
But they're not. He's not saying that explicitly. He's not saying I was found not guilty.
I wasn't found guilty of that crime.
he wasn't fined for it.
Yeah, I actually got all the money
So what do you have to pay $3,000 for?
back from the bail. I got everything.
you got your bail money back.
But then why didn't you pay the $3,000 to expunge it?
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. Like, and that's why in the past, like we misunderstood dismissed and expunged. I think we thought when it said dismissed, like this was going to be off his record completely, but it turns out we were just too poor to pay the expunged
the better
fee,
version. Yeah.
the better version, which he was entitled to. Like we would have gotten that.
Yeah.
That's
You don't know that.
how innocent he was.
He was so innocent. There's no other innocence that was more innocent. Maybe baby Jesus. But he was next to baby Jesus as Taylor. That's how innocent. Like, on a scale of innocence, he is Anya. Or Enya, whatever that song is. Return to innocence.
Situation should have been expunged back in 2019.
We just didn't have the money to
We just didn't
file
have
the
the money to
paperwork.
file it. You can't expunge things unless you're actually innocent.
Can you expunge it now?
Yeah,
We could, yeah,
Well,
but
what's the
it's
point
already
now?
out.
There's like a million
no point.
copies
I'm
of it
not
online.
gonna waste $3,000 when everybody's already
There's
putting
no
it all
point in
out
doing
there.
it now. And like I said, like we've been done with it for 5 years.
So
No, you haven't.
you're saying that if this was something that you thought was still out there even a year ago, you could have been like, oh, let's go back and cover our bases and get that expunged. You could have done that.
We honestly, though,
It wouldn't have mattered because the person linked it to the Challenge podcast.
like I think for us, like we put this behind us
Yeah,
five and a half years ago.
Stop saying you put it behind you and then do a podcast right now. If it's behind you, it's behind you. Then keep your mouth shut about it.
I don't think about this when I wake up.
We don't
You know what I
even
mean?
think about
Yeah, you do. You just said it affected your mental health.
it anymore, and I think for me, like I said, like we thought it was expunged, so it never crossed our minds again until this year when it all got leaked.
This also makes me realize that, say you start blowing up on social media, you're like, man, people are going to do a deep dive of us. We should cover it, make sure that that's completely dismissed.
The other things you're not going to be able to cover, though, so.
You could have gone back and expunged this, but because the image that's circulating was obtained in 2019, it really wouldn't have.
matter.
That one would have got out.
That part would have gotten out no matter what. So it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered. They wouldn't
It mattered.
have just had the mugshot with no story. Well, they still don't really have a story, but
Oh, you're telling us a story now and you're lying about it, so, okay.
they would have had literally.
Look how cocky she is about You just told us the story, but then you kept a lot of things out, but alluded to some things. Again, my reward stands. $500 American.
Just a mugshot, and I mean, there's no telling what they would have said.
They would have made their
Blah.
stories.
Well, they are making their own stories.
No, we didn't make up anything. Nobody made up stories at all. We just read the DV report. You were arrested for domestic violence. That's what we didn't say. No one made up like, oh, you punched her in the eye, nothing. Nobody said anything. We didn't make up anything. So far, everything that we've said, you've just corroborated on the show. So shut up, you idiots.
Like,
Man, your lawyer must be like, what the hell?
obviously we've been past this for like 5 years, and this is like
He said that 5 times. We're past it.
in our past, and like we have this like buying our first home journey that we're doing right now. And like that should be super exciting. You only get to buy your first home once, right? And so
Yeah, but you put it all in his name, so you don't have to pay child support. That's nice. You guys, but you love this child. You love and support her.
we're like right at the peak of like that excitement, but we don't even get to be excited because we're having to clear up rumors online, and it,
Oh, you're going to be okay in your new $1 million house. Q sad music. Oh my God, Taylor. You guys are going to cry. You can't even enjoy your mansion. Finn, there are people dying, asshole. Shut the front door, dickhole.
that sucks. Especially
What the? Especially.
like it'd be one thing if this happened 3 days ago, but the fact that this has been done and like cleaned up and like just a little
It wasn't cleaned up. You needed $3,000 to clean it up.
bow in the corner from 5 years ago, it just sucks.
You call this a little present you put in the corner? DV? Arrested for DV? It is what it is, a DV arrest. We all have one. You know, it's just, who doesn't have a DV arrest, you know? Nobody does, dickhole. You're such a loser. I don't like this guy.
And I think also, I just thought of this because I feel like people have been wanting us
I do like their carpet, though.
to address this. Why are they living this life? Why didn't they tell us this information?
Who?
Can you honestly, like, there's 30
Who's they?
years of my life before TikTok.
Oh, we know. There's lots of your life before TikTok.
What? I mean, do you want to know every single thing in my life that happened? This.
Well, they're gonna know. The bad ones, anyway. Again, yeah, they do want to know. You guys are famous. People want to know your past. Sorry, you're famous. You have lots of people interested in your life and in your child's life. You have parasocial relationships. People want to know who you really are. Yeah, they do. What kind of question is that? Of course they do. Stupid idiot. You're the one who decided to be famous. This is what comes with it. Are you ready?
This wasn't a relevant situation anymore in our lives. He's not hurting me, so why would this one situation have anything to do with our current lifestyle?
Because you're lying about who you are. You lie. You just admitted our content is about having healthy relationships. He was arrested for domestic violence. That's kind of a big deal. Okay, it's like a fitness influencer like selling KFC on the side.
It has nothing to do with the content we post online. It has nothing.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. You just admitted that your content is about healthy relationships. Why are your nostrils so weird? Right? But then he was arrested for domestic violence. So if you say we have healthy relationships, look how healthy it is, look at we're putting this across, then it probably matters that your husband was arrested for domestic violence. You know? What do you mean, why does it matter? What kind of stupid comment is that?
Nothing to do with our lives now anymore. There was just no reason to be like, hey guys, we're making content and I see we have some followers, so let's...
Also, your content is about you being a good mom. And you're not a good mom. So that's also part of this. About being a person who didn't allow your daughter to be in your wedding, who you're trying to shirk responsibility for and the payments that you owe. Like, there's a lot here, not just the DV. You guys are absolute damn liars.
Let me just let you guys know about the situation that happened in 2019.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Nobody does that. Nobody would do that.
Everybody does that. Are you serious?
So...
Everybody. The more famous you get, the more they want to know about who you really were. Yeah.
Are we lying to people because we didn't tell them? No.
Yeah, you are. You really are. Especially if you said out of your own damn mouth that our content is about healthy relationships. So yes, that's a lie by omittance. Yes, it is.
There was no reason to tell anybody that because it was a medical situation that, quite frankly...
Stop saying it's medical. It was a legal situation. It wasn't medical. You say it's medical, but there's no medical records of it. So you keep saying something and they keep saying medical situation, but he was arrested during a medical situation. Just call it what it is. It was an arrest. Stop it.
It wasn't really anyone's business.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we don't mind telling the truth, and we want
Clearly you do.
the people that have supported us to know, like, we're not these bad people that people are trying to say.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we love each other very much.
Knowing what I know and listening to her talk, it's crazy because she knows that people know who she is and what she's done. She knows it. She knows it's going to come out eventually. She can't silence this. No amount of money can silence it. It won't work. She can't silence it legally because people are allowed to tell their opinion. It is crazy that she knows what I know, specifically, probably. And if she's wondering, yes, I do know that one thing that you did. Yeah, I do. I do know. Okay, and she says this stuff knowing that knowing that she has a crazy, insane past. It's all going to come back to bite her right on her ass.
We are very much still in love and happy, and we're going to continue promoting healthy relationships, and we're going to continue showing our love story online.
And our daughter and exploiting our child.
Because that's the truth.
Why do you think some of your followers believe that they deserve to know all this background information about your past?
Well, I think in some way they deserve to at least know the truth. Like, it's
She just said they didn't. What?
one thing to be mad for us not saying it in the first place. Like, that would be very unnatural. But once it's all out...
Once it's out, I can understand them wanting to know
Let him finish a sentence.
the truth then. It's the people that are saying, well, you should have told us this. Like,
You know, maybe you should have told people you had a daughter, too. That was the other big one. They keep coming on the Unplanned podcast to be like, okay, here's the scandal. Let's explain it to everybody. This is the second scandal they've had to come cover up on the Unplanned podcast. First one, oh, you had a daughter that we didn't know about? Every time they come on, they have to. It's like scandals.
No.
Why
The next time
clear it
they-
up for them?
Okay, wait till I drop the next bit of tea about them when I'm allowed to. They're gonna have to come on the Unplugged podcast and tell it all. Here's the truth.
Immediately, as soon as you start seeing this information online.
Well, for me,
It's a mental health thing.
I've been struggling with postpartum depression. I've been very open about that and anxiety since having Ellie. And even though he wanted to come out and immediately
You know what's a good solution to postpartum depression? Exploiting children.
tell a story,
And being on the internet. If you have postpartum depression, why would you post everything on the internet for you to be completely picked apart? That sounds healthy.
I don't think I was prepared mentally. I don't even know that I am now, but I felt so scared of the hate that would come and people twisting words, and it's
it will
scary.
come.
And it will happen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's why
It will.
I say, like, I don't even know if I'm mentally ready now, but I have to do it for Taylor. He doesn't deserve the hate that he's getting on.
She keeps projecting this onto him, but of the two, she's way more evil, and wait till you find out. Like he has a way, because I don't know about his history, right? But the shit that we're gonna find out about her, she's like, Taylor doesn't deserve it. We're not talking about Taylor, buddy. I promise you. Oh, just wait.
Fine when that's not who he is. Even if people are gonna tear me down, like, I have to do that for him. And so that's why I'm doing it now. But I think in the beginning I was just scared to.
My source, I'm just talking my source right now, basically saying, if she was so drunk and high and all inebriated, how does she remember every detail vividly of the event? It's a good point.
Like, be very vulnerable and open up about something that was really embarrassing about her life.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you find out the embarrassing things about her life, though, going forward. You think this was the least of it. And it's not even embarrassing for her. He was the one arrested for domestic violence. That's not... You called the police probably for the right reasons. You felt you were being threatened. And even today, maybe you regret it. Well, sure. Because that happens to a lot of people who are in domestic violence situations. My mother was in a domestic violence situation for a very long period of time. And I saw firsthand how that affected her. Okay? And the fact that she kept taking back this person. Okay? So this isn't something out of the... Well, why would I have him back? You think you're the first person who has domestic violence in their home, has had their like attacker back? You crazy? Like, that's probably more often than not the case. So, like, spare me. Healthy relationships.
And why here on this medium, this platform?
Very few people relate to the idea of being alone while having, so many people that follow you, but you really do feel alone,
It's like being bullied in high school, but, like, the world is the high school.
So true.
Like, everybody's.
So, I mean, maybe don't be a fake-ass disgustoid. Maybe that'll help. Maybe be real. Because there are a lot of people who are social media influencers who have a very large following of people, and they're pretty much liked universally. It happens because they're real, right? There's lots of people like that. But you're not. You're wondering why you're being bullied because you're fake. And you exploit children.
Against you, and everybody's coming at you from every angle saying that your husband is bad and
He was bad for doing what he did. You called the police on him.
asking if I'm safe, asking if I'm
Oh, sorry, people are worried about you because your husband got arrested for domestic violence. Those assholes.
okay, and it's okay if I'm not. Like, this is a safe space. Like, these people that are saying that,
It's okay, it's a safe space. You could tell us. Those assholes trying to help me.
they don't care about my safety. They don't care about my mental health.
Some
They're
of them
doing
may.
it for views. And so it's so irritating to me that these people claim they're doing it because they care about me.
Who are these people? I don't care about you.
You're hurting my family by saying this stuff.
Get off the internet then. You don't like it? Get off the internet. And she's admitting it out loud that this is going to hurt her family, affect her child. Get off the internet. Get off because it's going to get worse.
You're not helping me at all. You're bringing up 5.5-year-old stuff. It's not.
What about, are you ever going to come to say anything about leaving your daughter at your wedding? You're going to say anything like that? Because that's a pretty big deal too. Or, the fact that you're trying to shirk responsibility for paying child support. You don't ever touch on those topics. That's weird. Just this topic.
Like, it happened yesterday. It's so irritating to me.
What has this
I make life. We make millions.
situation taught you?
Be more careful when she's always running through
Don't domestic violence people.
medicines, because she's still
This has taught us to be careful with medicine.
journey of
Still
trying to
figure
figure out what's wrong is happening to this day.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh, this is an interview is gold.
Kay's very back in the day.
Gold!
Would say, "Here's a medicine, try this," and Kay was like, "Okay." Now she's very careful with all.
Will this
medicine.
make me call the police on my husband?
when the doctor
I don't know. It doesn't say that in the bottle.
prescribes it, she'll get it and she won't take it until she's gone and done research online and looked into it. And I think
It's definitely
that was kind of the start of that.
In the beginning, when I started the other medication, I think
It's funny how they're the victims of this.
I was just so naive, and like the doctors are just, in my mind, they knew that's the medicine I needed to take, and I just took it, even though the side effects were terrible. But now, like, I try to advocate more for myself, and I'm like, I'm not taking that, or, you know, I'm going to do more research. I'm very picky with, and I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with me, so
We all are.
I'm always constantly
Probably has to do with your past.
being pushed, like, this medication, let's experiment. I feel like a guinea pig sometimes. It's like, here, try this one, if this helps, maybe this is what's wrong. Like, it's hard, but I think I'm just definitely more responsible.
Is that common for people with the autoimmune condition that you have to not have like a one-size-fits-all solution to the symptoms?
Oh yeah, even if two people have lupus, it doesn't mean that the same medications work for the same people. Like, for both people, one person may need to take this medication, but this person, it doesn't work for them, so they have to take a different one. Like, it's very normal. You basically have to get a tailored to you regimen of medication. It's not one size fits all. So even if I get my diagnosis, which I feel like we're very close to getting, I think it'll still be a journey of finding what I need to take. And that's the other thing. I feel like all of this stuff, the stress, it's like caused my health to be, not just my mental health, but like my physical health.
Just ignore it then. Get off the internet. If this is affecting your mental and your physical health, and you just, you know what? But I'm going to stay here in this place that causes me mental and physical health issues. No worries. We don't believe you.
Has also suffered this week from it. I have an appointment though.
Yeah.
August 6th.
I dropped that video like months ago.
So I was able to get that rescheduled. I'm excited to hopefully get a diagnosis that day, but we'll see.
You rescheduled an appointment you were going to get a diagnosis for? That sounds makes sense.
Tay,
Tay, you're a liar.
Kay was talking a lot about how these comments and the Reddit threads and everything felt like a big high school bully, but, you know, multiplied times 1,000. Is that how it's been affecting you as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I don't think humans, like,
Telling the truth is now a high school bully.
I don't think it's natural to have the opinion of like 10,000 people, good or bad. I don't think that's natural. I think that's really unnatural.
So then why are you on the internet getting the opinion of millions of people if you think it's so unnatural? What? You guys are so stupid.
Yeah.
And, like, the high school bully thing, like, you know, like in high school, like the gossip starts and it's like a lie, and then
Like.
everyone in high school is talking about it. Like, imagine that just times 1,000, like that, tens of thousands.
Yeah, but in high school you weren't making millions of dollars off exploiting children and being on the internet and making, like, literally making millions. A little bit different. Yeah? And plus you're choosing to be on here. High school, you all get to leave. You don't have to look back. But you guys are choosing to be on the internet. And this is what comes with it. Like, how many times have I had to say this to these people? This is what comes with it. Welcome to the internet!
Thousands of people spitting a lie out.
And
that
running
sucks.
with it.
And there's nothing you can do. I can't go to every comment and say, no, this is a lie. Because what are they going to say? No, it isn't. Like,
Saw it on this video.
yeah, and so it's like, I can't even...
Or you could just, do this and pick apart every sentence they say because they're all lying.
I can't even say, hey, you guys are spitting lies, because they're just going to say, no, you're wrong, no, you know? And so it sucks. It really does. It's just so unnatural.
I think you've been trying to remain strong though. Like, he's definitely tried to make himself seem like it's not bothering him, but I know it is bothering him because I know him.
Gotta be the Rock.
He's
You're probably not a Rock. The Rock didn't skip leg day.
always trying to be tough, but
No, it sucks. It really does.
It-
Mental health
yeah.
is just...
It's affecting our mental health. So here, what if your mental health expert said, you know what? Here's how you can deal with that. Get off the internet. What would you say to that? Well, no, because that's our money. We have to make millions.
It's so hard when people make up stuff about you.
Do you have any friends or mentors that you've been
No, they don't.
talking to work through the thoughts and work through
They don't have friends because they're assholes in real life.
everything you're feeling?
I should, but I don't.
That says, I'm not trying to laugh. He doesn't have any friends. The reason they don't have any friends, people, is because they are fake ass people. They don't have any real friends in real life, and they would. if they were real people, if they didn't have like, if they weren't actual assholes. They are. All influencers, none of them have any personal friends outside of this is crazy to me. Okay? That's crazy. It means there's something wrong with you.
Not right now.
I have a friend.
I thought about getting medicated, maybe.
Yeah.
Get a medicine.
We don't want to have to do that though.
Yeah, because I've heard there's bad things about it too. I don't know. I'm still...
You don't have one friend, Ro? Not even from before? Nothing? Not even from the military? That speaks volumes.
Still looking around.
Well, looking towards the future.
These people have... This is the first podcast I've heard of Matt and Abby said 6 words in this whole thing.
What is...
They don't believe a word coming out of these people's mouths.
Down the road for Kay and Tay? And is there a world where you stop sharing online
Better.
because the feedback is overwhelming? It's too overwhelming.
That's a good question.
No.
My perfect...
No, money. It's affecting our health, both mentally and physically, but no.
Point.
Because like Kay and I's content, it doesn't step on anyone's toes. We don't post controversial stuff. I mean, it's
True, you post lies. You're liars.
it's so boring sometimes on my mind because I'm cooking for Kay. Like that's my video.
We're actually very,
Yeah, I don't know how you have fans. It's true, it's weird.
very boring.
We're so
people.
boring. And
No, you're not.
so like it's so weird to me that the controversy finds its way to us.
That's because of who you really are. What do you mean? The controversy is there because it exists because of who you are and who you were. That's where the controversy is. You're coming across like you're perfect, and you're absolutely not. And then they say, like, we don't say we're perfect. Get wrecked. Okay, get wrecked.
So many
It's
times.
very unprovoked because we're not posting things against anyone. It's just
Yeah, you did. The reason this all came up was because you went on the podcast and you threw your baby daddy under the bus. And then the truth came out because of it. Because you used a platform to throw someone else under the bus. That's where this all started. I wouldn't even have known who you were if you didn't do that podcast. That's where this all started. So you are doing controversial stuff. And it snowballs. You never know what's going to hit. But that one thing that you did, that one time that you did that crazy thing where you just couldn't just shut your damn mouth. You did that and it set the internet aflame.
very much like lovey-dovey, sappy.
Just showing
like,
our
this is
Fake.
our life, and
Nobody's like that in real life, so get wrecked.
we're going to continue to do that.
Yeah,
I
my
mean,
goal is to just get to a point where maybe
We make millions.
I do that, but it's somehow more disconnected. Like right now, I'm so attached to the each platform and but maybe it just gets to a point where I can just film Kay and give that all away to someone and let them put all the content out, and then
Yeah, that sounds healthy.
we just show our life, because I do like that. It's like my biggest hobby is like being able to show our life and being able to show our moments, and like for
Your
me,
biggest
like,
hobby is making money. Stop saying this bullshit. Our biggest hobby is to show our life, but we're boring and losers. Your biggest hobby is making cash.
my hobby isn't sports or like
We know, I can tell.
anything like that. Like my
You should try pickleball.
hobby is like trying to find things that my family like to do and like new experiences, and like I'm
And exploiting children.
like that guy that when like the family's riding in the car and the kids' music is playing and the kids in the back are like singing to the kids' song, and like that's my ideal life.
What?
Like I have some kids singing
Kids
some
bop.
kids bop, and like that is what I want with
Matt's face.
my life. And so
They left this interview like, oh my God.
I don't know, I want to show that, and I want to hopefully continue to post that and just
I think
be
what's
that.
what's
Why don't
hurt
you ask them, are you going to keep your kid on the internet and throw all this hate? Because you guys are going to be getting a lot more soon.
me a lot in all of this is that I know you do less of it than I do, but I really do try to go through our DMs and talk to people, and there's some people that I've communicated with back and forth multiple times. Like I recognize their profile picture and their name when they comment and DM. Like I feel like we've grown like these friendships with
They're not your friends. Okay? That's a parasocial relationship.
some of these people, and I love all of our followers. I love everybody. I love the support that they have given us
It's weird to say.
through all of this. And
Just kidding. I love you guys.
so what hurts the most is seeing some of those people turned, sending DMs saying like, well, I used to like you guys, but now I don't. And like, that's heartbreaking, because you want so badly to just tell them like, please, like, wait, like, you don't understand. Like, that's not what happened. But you can only say that so many times, and then immediately the person say, you're lying. I don't care. Like,
Because you are lying.
it's that's been hard.
They came on the show to tell the truth of what happened, and they didn't actually tell you the truth.
Because I don't want, it's one thing for people who already didn't like us to not like us. It's another thing when you have all these other people that did like you and looked up to you, thinking
that's gonna get worse.
You're a bad person. Like, you've let them down. And that's why I want to go on the record.
It's gonna get way worse.
And say, we aren't perfect. We've never said we were perfect, and we never will be. But we love each other.
Well.
So much more than anyone. I mean, he's my best friend.
Yeah. You're your only friends.
And we got through this together then, and we're going to get through it together now.
Double whammy.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. Oh, wait. It's not double whammy yet. I haven't done my second whammy. I only did the first whammy. The second whammy's coming.
That's why good relationships get through the hardest things.
I think it makes relationships better. I mean,
it has made our
You
relationship
guys are together for cash.
better.
If you're able to get through hard times together, it's...
Yeah, we've experienced loss, family loss, so many things. That was just one of the trials in our life together. We have so many more years together. And I'm sure we're going to have more trials in our marriage, but we always get through them.
Have you thought of maybe taking a break, stepping away from social media with all the comments and all the, hype around this event, this, picture getting leaked? Do you feel like, hey, maybe I should, for my mental health, take a step back and just like breathe?
I've thought about it, but it's almost kind of scary because it's like,
then the bullies win.
When there's hate, then it kind of sends this message like, well, if you hate them, then they'll leave. And so it's like, if I quit,
you can't let the bullies win.
Then every time I come back, it's gonna be like, hey, they're here. Like, time to hate them.
Yep.
We wouldn't leave because we make a lot of money. Let me just translate that for you. Okay, we make so much money that if we left, it would mess up our algorithm.
So it feels like if you stop posting, then you're letting them win. Is what it feels like.
It does. Yeah.
So, then you lost, and you're gonna lose. I promise you. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you're gonna lose.
I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do, and
we're not hurting anybody posting our life. And if they want to like us, we welcome them and we want them.
So then why do this whole hour long? We don't care what anybody says, except yeah, you do.
To be in our crew, but if they don't, then they don't.
In our crew.
And we're not running off. We're not going to hide. That's why we've been posting like normal. Last week, we're not scared of posting our life. We're just going to keep posting.
We know.
Is buying this new house. You guys were showing us before we started recording some pictures of the house, and I'll be honest, it's a beautiful home, you guys. It looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
The house that Exploitation of Children bought.
How has that affected things? Like, are you really excited, or do you not feel like you can look forward to that because you're currently trying to deal with this current turn of events?
I think, it's kind of stifled the...
God, who gives a shit? We're real sad for you.
I think me and Kay are on the same page that, like, just explaining this here is enough for us to say, there you go, like, here's the truth. I don't really care.
Okay, good. All set.
How you respond to that. Here's exactly what happened. You guys go run around with that, and we're going to enjoy our life now. And so...
We'll see.
Have to. For our mental health, like, we have to. But I will say, to your question... It's been really, like... Again,
they say these things knowing the history that they have, knowing that I know what it is, too. And a couple other people do, too. Like, they say all these things like it's not going to affect them what's about to come out. Because, yes, it will.
We got the keys the other day, and we don't feel like we haven't moved in. We don't feel like as excited as we should be because we're dealing with all of this.
So my God, are you going to be okay in your mansion? You're going to cry tears of gold?
Hoping like this is like, this puts that
we can shut this door.
And then we can be excited. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, when this door shuts, another one definitely. It's going to be more like a garage door. Like the one at the shops that can hold boats. That's the next door that's going to open.
You guys need to do a vacation from your problems. Have you guys seen What About Bob? Where his therapist tells him to go on a vacation
I say this all the time. I'm like, I'm on vacation from my problems.
I've never seen that.
That's
Not a lot of people have seen it, honestly. It's okay. But the people that have seen What About Bob know what we're talking about.
I'm so sad that she did that to her teeth.
Such a good movie, honestly. I really want to spoil the ending right now, but I can't do that because people should go watch it.
Such a good movie.
But
honestly, if you need a laugh, watch that movie.
Maybe that could be your like a form of
There's so many good quotes
relief.
from that movie.
Going to that movie and watching Bob take a vacation from his problems.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Probably.
what you need.
Maybe we need a vacation from our problems.
All you do is vacation. Shut your damn pie hole.
That's what the house is going to be. We're going to get in the house. We're going to lock ourselves in and
And then you're going to go on a vacation for content.
hide from the world.
Until the world comes for you again, and it will.
Lock the doors to your castle.
Yeah.
No one can get me.
I know I'm being cocky about what I know, but it's crazy.
We just want to live our
I'm
life.
going to mentally close the door
Yeah.
and not care anymore
Until the next thing.
about all the fake stuff online. And
Yeah, totally.
it's going to be good.
Thank you guys
Totes my goats.
for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you for your honesty today
There was no honesty here.
and for having this conversation and for trusting us.
Anyway,
Just hope that you find time to
shut up. Wow. Very long one. Worth it. Sorry for the super long podcast, but that was really, 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 really important. Whew. So there you go, everybody. What do you think? Everybody take a deep breath. Did Taylor break the law? Did he delete it out of the database? Is that what happened here? Because that's crazy. And if this guy deleted it because he worked on the database, that's a pretty big thing that they said in this podcast that no one's talking about. Did he delete his record out of the database? 'Cause holy shit. I think that's a federal offense. I honestly think so. And it still stands. $500 American for the police report, body cam footage of this arrest. I want to see what happened. And if you can get it, you can get it. But if it's not there, that's pretty sus. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's craziness. Man, I hope it's still there. Thank you for being here, guys, to these amazing conversations that we have together. You are incredible. You are valuable. Don't you forget it. And I will see you when I see you.